I watch him walk all the way to the car. He opens the car door. He leans in the car. He then comes back out of the car. He's holding an AR-15. Hey, this is Matt Cox, and we're going to be doing a podcast with Juan Sanchez, and basically the podcast is about it's kind of about my dating life, but really it's about one specific chick that I dated recently. And it's basically, I'm letting the viewer know in this podcast what it's like to date in Florida.
I think if you don't mind me interrupting you.
All right.
It's a combination of things. It's like what it's like to be dating in Florida and what it's like to be an ex-convict dating in Florida. Because I think there is a level of desperation, perhaps, or
for me?
No. Hey, listen, I'm on that group too.
Well, no. I'm not even. But honestly, in this specific event, like this.
This is a Florida thing.
Yeah, this had nothing to do with me being This chick knew I had gone to prison. That's how I met her, through a mutual friend that had also gone to prison. So I just want to go ahead. So
I know bits and pieces of the story.
Right.
But I don't know.
You haven't heard the whole story and how it unraveled and just how wrong it goes. Like, this is like, it goes so bad, and yet it starts so good.
But coming soon, one day in the near future, we will have Matt telling us a story about his dating life that actually went right.
Yeah, we're assuming
it's coming.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You have to get all the no's out of the way, like in sales.
Right. All right, so here's what's, all right, so let me just jump right into it. So I dated this chick, Jess, for a couple years. We broke up. And I say we, like I had something to do with it. Technically, she ditched me. So she broke up with me. And I went about a month without dating anybody. It was just so fucked up, so heartbroken, and just upset about the whole thing. So, but eventually I start dating. I went on a few dates. So I dated this one chick. It was okay. I dated another girl. It was okay. Dated another girl. So, but I ended up going on a date with this one girl. I'm going to tell you how it happened. I went on, Facebook has a dating app.
I've heard about it.
It's good because it's free, and it's like, and so a lot of times you will, when you're going through the app, you'll realize, hey, this girl's on this app, she's gorgeous, and we have 3 mutual friends.
I understand there's a little lower when you're going to a free app versus like
this
a paid service.
Listen, this is just as good. This is better than Match. It's better than Bumble. It's better than all those.
Okay.
So I go on the app. So I fill it. I fill out all the stuff, and I've got a nice little profile and everything.
Of course you do.
I'm scrolling through, right? I've got,
Are you Gary Sullivan in the profile?
That's funny. So I'm Matt Cox. I'm scrolling. It's basically more about me being an artist. Like, I don't say right off the bat, hey, here's what's going on. But they can easily go to my profile and figure that out. Regardless, it's mostly about just being an artist, right? So, because I paint paintings. And so it's basically about being an artist. And that's who I am, and I'm newly single and looking and interested in a long-term relationship, and it tells everything about you. So I was scrolling one day, and I see this one girl, and I thought, I like this chick. Like, this chick, listen, bone thin. I mean, like, what was it? Heroin chic, right? Like, you've heard the term heroin.
Yes.
Like,
It's very vogue.
Yeah, super thin. She's got a frohawk. You know what that is? Like a mohawk, but you still have hair on the side of your head.
Okay.
Got a frohawk. She's got tattoos on her arms and her shoulder. I mean, look, like super strikingly sexy and gutsy. Like a chick that's 38 years old that has a mohawk or a frohawk.
And that's the thing right now. That's the look that.
I don't know if it's the look. I know it's what I like. And most people would say, oh, no, bro, this isn't. I'll explain. So, Colby, do me a favor. So here's what we're going to do. So her name, I'm not going to give her last name. It's Alyssa. And this is Alyssa's picture, which Colby's going to throw up right here over Juan. We're going to throw up a couple pictures. And we're going to wait a second. So Colby's going to have them kind of come up, and they're going to fade. We're going to do another one. And I think I like 3. I got like 2 or 3. No, I got like 3 or 4 good shots of her. So people are going to look at it, and most people are going to say, bro, like, that's not your type. You don't understand. That is my type. I don't know about the frohawk, but the rest of her, thin, tattoos,
wild,
rugged,
free spirit.
Right. The problem is those chicks, basically, when they meet me, they're like, "You're not my type." Like they look at me like I'm a business guy or something. It's like, that's not what I am at all. Like, that's not my. That's for some reason, I just come off that. I come off arrogant and cocky and entitled and middle class. I know.
No,
I know.
Unbelievable.
I know you don't see that.
These ladies have to see deeper than that.
So, but usually, what gets them by that? Typically, once they realize, oh, he's been to prison, he was on the run, he was there, like, oh, okay, he's a little bit wild too, and then it sinks in. They're like, all right, we're good. So this chick, I liked her. I saw her.
You know that there is a huge issue with that whole.
There's mental problems. I mean, there's some issues.
Like, okay, this dude is an ex-convict, and he's. I'm gonna take him home to my parents.
I get that. But so I'm going through the app. I see her. I look through her thing, and I think, hey, she doesn't have a lot on the app. It's very brief. But I think she's sexy, and you can put like or dislike on. Boom, I like her, and then they have to like you back for you to communicate. Well, you can send them a message or something. But I went, like. And I sat there, and then I'm going to say a day went by, but whatever. Some time went by, maybe a day, and I went back to her app. Or no, that was it. I noticed that we had a friend in common. When she didn't get back to me, or however it works, I went to my buddy. His name is Vesser, and I was locked up with Vesser. I was in Coleman with Vesser. So I go to Vesser, and I hit him up, and I talk to him every once in a while. And I hit up Vesser, and I said, hey, bro, do you know this girl, Alyssa? And he said, yeah, I know her. He said, I've known her since she was 14 years old. She used to date the bass player, the bass player in my band. And I was like, bro, I want to meet her. It says, because I went on her profile, says she's a widow. I said, says she's a widow, says she's single. I want to date her. I mean, and he goes, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't think she's your type. And I went, no, she is my type. I said, you don't know what my type is. Okay. That's my type. And he went, I don't think she's dating, bro. And I went, why? And he said, well, she's got some issues she's going through. Like, there's stuff going on. I don't want to say there's stuff going on with her. And he's being polite. I get it. And, he doesn't want to put her business out there. That's fine. Yeah. And I said, bro, do me a favor. Just tell her that I'm interested. I liked her on the profile. I liked her profile. I liked her on Facebook the dating app. I said, but I didn't get a response or whatever the reason was. I said, so just do me a favor. And he goes, I'll ask her, bro. I'll ask her. So he contacts her, and he comes back, and she said for you to email or to contact her through Messenger. He said she's interested.
Facebook
Messenger. Great. I go straight there. Boom. Hey, I'm Vesser's friend. I know he talked to you. I want to take you out on a date. Like, I'm very direct. Not pussyfooting around. We're not waiting 4 weeks for me to say, hey, maybe we should.
I did 13 years. If I'm going to get some, it's happening today.
Let's do it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's not what I said. I didn't say get some.
Mind.
I didn't say I'm looking for a long-term relationship with a nice chick. I don't mind if she's got some baggage.
Have you tried church?
Church? You're the problem with good Christians.
They don't put out?
You can't do this the whole time.
Okay,
you really can't. It's just okay. Yeah, but the problem with good Christians, the problem with good Christians is they don't realize that it's supposed to be about being all encompassing and being forgiveness and everything. But the truth is, most Christians use Christianity to exclude.
So you think you will not be accepted?
I don't think
in a family, in a wholesome Christian family.
That's what I think, and I've noticed that a lot of people are like, "Was he a good Christian? Is he?" So instead of saying, "Hey, let's bring him into the fold," they try and exclude you. Oh, he was locked up. Oh, that's horrible. Well, what are you talking about? Like, what do you think that Jesus was a criminal? They hung him.
Well,
I mean, they hung him.
I think you're talking about another Jesus, maybe Jesus Martinez. But
they nailed this dude. He broke the law. They nailed him onto a cross.
You are onto something. I mean,
I'm just saying.
The Apostle Paul, he wrote most of the Bible in prison.
I think.
And Moses,
he was in prison. Absolutely.
Of course.
But people they don't think that they're always whatever. That's
but regardless, that's another podcast.
That's in the podcast. So here's what happens. So I send Alyssa a thing. Hey, I know Vesser. I'd like to take you out. She comes back and she's like, well, okay. I don't usually date. And I was like, well, I mean, I would like to take you out. I know.
Just get to know you.
I know there's some issues. Like, I'd like to meet you. I want to meet you. Let's hook up. Let's meet. I said, the worst that happens is you meet an interesting person, a friend of a friend. You have dinner with a friend of a friend. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's do this. She says, okay. So then we schedule a time to go to eat. A couple days later, we meet. She says, I'll meet you halfway. I said, no, I'll drive to you. Because I always try and drive to them the first time. You know what I'm saying? At least the first time because if it goes wrong, I don't want them to feel like, man, I drove 45 minutes. I met this guy. He's a complete douchebag. I'm not interested in him. And, so I always pay for dinner. I always pay for dinner anyway. Like, I never let women
to make
pay.
the drive worth it. I mean, I drove 45 minutes to meet this douchebag, but at least you get a free meal out of it.
You get a free meal, and you didn't drive. No, you didn't drive 45 minutes, so you don't drive 45 minutes.
Okay, so you meet her on her neck of the woods.
Yeah, I meet you close to you,
okay,
and I pay for the dinner.
Okay.
That's a gentleman.
Sounds like a deal.
I'm not opening your door and doing all that crap, because then they expect it forever, and it's just silly. Nobody's doing that. So I go and I meet her. We meet outside. She pulls up. She's like, "Hey, I'm here. We're texting. We're talking on the phone. Hey, okay, cool." I meet her. We meet at Outback. We walk into Outback, and as soon as I see her, I was like, "This chick's awesome, super thin." And I'm like, wow, like she's even thinner, but she's gorgeous. Blue eyes, like you can't imagine.
Good stride, good walk, confident,
amazing. Like she looked like she should be dating somebody who plays in a rock band.
Well, she dated somebody.
She did. So we go, we meet, we sit down. She's like, "Hey, what's up?" We give a nice little hug. By the way, kick-ass body, fake tits. Well, she's got the fucking she looked, honestly. I thought
all the important things.
I thought this chick has to have been a stripper at one point. Has to have been.
Okay.
But she never was. So we go, we sit down, we order dinner. We're sitting there, and she sits down, and she's like, "So, she goes, yeah. So I don't know where to start." She's like I was born, and she tells me I forget where she was born. I was born in Michigan.
You were paying close attention.
I can do this the whole time. So she tells me she was born wherever it was. I don't know. I was born here, and then this, and I went to high school here. That's where I met Visser, and I used to date his the guitar player. She was maybe for 6 months or something. He was way older than me. Visser's actually older than me. Anyway, she starts telling me her story, this and that, and then this happened and that happened. Then I met my husband. She said, and it was great. It was a great marriage. It was a great marriage. She just starts telling me. She's like, we have 3 kids. So
she's got kids.
Yeah, she's got three kids, and one of them's already. She's like my oldest daughter. She just got her own apartment. She lives down the street, not too far, maybe 10 minutes away. She starts telling me about the daughter moved out, so it's really just the 2 kids left, and she starts telling me about herself. But it's weird. It's I've never had anybody do this. It's the oddest thing, the way she's doing it. And I finally look at her and I go, full disclosure, insane disclosure. And I look at her and I said, "Alyssa, I have a question." She goes, "What?" I go, "What's happening here?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "What do you think this is? What do you think's happening?" I go, "What's happening?" She goes, I go, "What did Visser tell you?" And she said, "He told me that you." He told me that you write books, and you wanted to meet me and wanted to take me to dinner, and so I mean, she goes, "I kind of assumed."
Oh my God, she thought you were gonna write a book about her.
She goes, "I kind of thought you wanted to know my story," and I went, "No." I said, "Do you have a story?" She goes, "People say I have a story." She goes, "I do have kind of an interesting story," and I went, "Okay." I said, she goes, "Why? What do you think it is?" I go, "This is a date," and she goes, "Oh," she goes, "See, from your texts, that I kind of got that impression. I kind of thought it was a date." But I really thought, well, I looked you up. She goes, "I saw you've written a bunch of books." Okay. And I said, "Did Visser tell you how we know each other?" She goes, "I mean, I assume you were in prison with him, right?" I went, "Yeah." She goes, "And I saw that online." And she said, "I saw that you've written a bunch of books and you've got a bunch of podcasts. She's like, you've got a lot. There's a lot on you online." And I was like, "Right." She goes, "Okay, so this isn't about my story." I said, "No." I said, "This is like a date." And she went, "Oh, Matt," she said, "Did he tell you that I don't date?" I go, "Well, you were on the dating app."
Yeah.
And she went, "No." She said, "My daughter put me on that dating app. My daughter wants me to date." And she screenshot it. She goes, she put some of my pictures on. She goes, "But I haven't checked that app in 6 months." She goes, she put it on maybe 6 or 8 months ago. She's like, "I told her I don't want to date." And I went, "Why?"
And this wasn't a red flag for you? You weren't something's weird with this girl?
Yeah, but it's happening in real time. It's happening right then. So I go, "Why?" And she goes, "Visser didn't tell you anything, did he?" I said, "No." She goes, "Oh, wow, he didn't do you any favors." And I went, "Why? Why don't you date?" Is it because your husband died? Because I saw that it says on your profile, it says you're a widower. And she went, "No, Matt." She said, I have cancer. She goes, I came down with it 2 years ago. And she said and she named the cancer, and I can't remember what the name was. It was some long flexible globular, such and such, whatever. And I went, "Okay." And she said, "So most people live between," she said, 3 to 5 years with it. She said, it's been almost 2 years since I came down with it. And she said, and look, she was my husband. And she told me, I was like, she said, she said, so, I've got cancer. I don't want to date anybody because.
So basically she said, I'm not looking for a long-term relationship.
Such a dick. What a dick. Right? Am I wrong? We need to mic up Colby so he can back me up.
Colby's crying. By the way, you want to know how sensitive Colby is? Right now, he's tearing out. He's crying right now.
Bro, your wife doesn't watch these things, right? Okay, good. Thank God. Because she'll be like, oh, God, he's a
You're
dick.
never going back to that house.
My husband's a dick just like this guy. Juan.
Yeah, no.
So, so what ends up happening is I was like, oh, wow. I said, she said, I'm sorry. I just don't. She said, I mean, for me to get involved with somebody, she said, to watch me deteriorate. And she said, I just can't.
That's kind of like a noble.
It is, but keep in mind too, she said, I was dating somebody. She said, but after it ended, she said, I decided I'm just not doing it again. I'm not going to do this to somebody. And I was like, well, I said, oh, okay. So you did date. And she goes, yeah. I said, well, tell me your story. Tell me the story. I said, well, you were telling me the story. Tell me the story. And she goes, I'm sorry. I said, no, we'll have dinner and it's fine. We'll have dinner and we'll leave and we're good. I said, tell me the story. I said, something might spark my interest. She goes, I said, because honestly, I said, I only write about criminals. I said, you don't seem to have a crime story. And she goes, no. And I said, okay.
Well, she had a dead husband.
Fucking A, bro. Dude. So anyway, she tells me about the husband. And what happened was, she's like, 2 years ago, the husband basically started using drugs. Okay. So she goes, he starts using drugs and he's disappearing for days at a time. And he's acting erratic. And she said, so we argue, we try and get him off the drugs. We do this, we do that. She says, but he's even when he would get off the drugs and he was sober, she said, he was a completely different person. She said, I don't know what happened. It was meth. Oof. And she said, he was a completely different person. She's just, his entire, everything about him just changed suddenly. She goes, and this is a guy that she'd been married to for, I want to say, 16 years at that point.
So this is the father of the 3 kids?
All 3 kids.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's 3 kids. So she said, so for 16 years, she was married to this guy, and then suddenly, boom, drug use. And then she said, completely changed. She said at one point, she had to call the police. And she said, so I kicked him out of the house. And she said, he kept seeing our kids. No big deal. Trying to make the best of it. And then she said, so I started dating. I started dating another guy. She starts dating this other guy. And so his name is Chris.
Okay.
So she starts dating Chris. And so she's dating Chris, and she's like, and it's okay. But it very quickly, it deteriorates. It becomes abusive. She said that goes on about 6 months to a year. She dates him 6 months to a year. She said it's so bad, and she's so not physically abusive, but mentally abusive. She said he just calls me names, talks down to me, just horrible guy. And she said, so he's so bad that at some point, she goes, I actually get a restraining order against him. And I was like, okay. And I know that's true because I only think that's true. 1, she said it. And 2, Vesser also told me she has a restraining order.
Okay.
This comes up later. So, okay, fine. So I'm sitting there and, and she tells me the whole story. And then she said one day about 6 or 8 months ago, because all this happened in the last month. So 6 or 8 months ago, she goes, so 6 or 8 months ago, my husband, she gets the phone call where her husband drove his car off the road or swerved off the road, whatever it was, off the road, hit a bunch of trees, flipped the car, hit a bunch of trees, ends up in the hospital. 6 days later or 7 days later, he dies. He's on a ventilator. He's brain dead. They pull the plug. So
she's recently widowed.
About 8 months ago.
Okay.
So when they do the brain scan of him, turned out he had early stages of a dementia, which is probably why he was doing the meth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's self-medicating. So that's why he came on so suddenly. She's like, no drug use prior to that.
And that was a change of personalities and all this stuff.
Everything. So it all makes sense. So I'm listening to her and I'm like, okay, wow. Okay. I get that. But then the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, I'm like, so what about the Chris? I go, well, what's up with the ex-boyfriend? And she says, well, she goes, I haven't seen him. She goes, he comes around, he follows me, like I see him every once in a while. And she goes, I don't. She goes, I see. I mean, bits and pieces, so people don't. So she goes, I don't see him. Like he was gonna come out. Basically, she said, he stalks me. She goes, he's stalking me all the time. He follows me. He shows up places I'm at. He tries to talk to me. She goes, but it's over. Like it's been over for 6 months, 6 or 8 months. She goes, it's just over. And she goes, so I got the restraining order. She goes, she said, I don't know. She said, I'm hoping he'll just go away eventually. And I'm like, okay, I get that. So anyway, so then she tells me about her kids and, there's this one and this. I'm not going to say the kids' names. This one and my daughter and this and that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, why don't you date? And she's like, I just feel like what if something happens about me? So she's got a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I get it. So whatever. We talk. She talked like I could tell this is somebody who needed to talk. Like I remember when we got to after 45 minutes of her telling her story, she turns to me and she's like, so what are you doing? Like I see that there's stuff. And I go, well, I don't really listen. I do a podcast. I give her a real short 5 or 10 minute Reader's Digest version of what I'm doing, because at this point we're done with dinner. It's been over an hour and a half at this point because it took 15 minutes to get to the point where I figured out it was cancer. Then at 45 minutes after, she's been talking for over an hour. I talked for 50. It's now 15 minutes. It's now been an hour and 15 or 20 minutes. We've eaten. The check comes. She goes, no, I got it. No, I got it. I pay. I said, okay. I said, all right, well, listen, I said, I've had a great time. I'm glad and she goes, I'm so sorry you drove an hour and a half. I said, no. I said, this was worth the drive. I said, meeting you was worth the drive. I said, you seem like a super interesting person. I said, I'm so sorry about the cancer. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I don't know what to say. There's nothing good for me to say here. And she goes, no, I get it. She sat there and she said, she goes, I'm having a good time. And I went, okay. And she went, do you want to go do something? And I was like, sure. I said, what do you want to do? And she went, do you like pool? She goes, can you play pool? I said, I can play pool. I do not play pool well. She goes, you were locked up for almost 13 years. She goes, and you don't play pool well? I said, I spent most of my time in the library.
I'm a writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wrote my way through prison.
Right. So.
Like Hamilton.
So, I really, at this point, I feel like I wish I'd called Josh and had him show up. So, anyway. So she says, okay. She goes, okay, well, I said, but hey, I'm willing to play. I would love to play pool with you. Let's go play pool. Because, look, she's got cancer. Like, I feel bad.
Was she drinking?
I want to say she did have she had like a drink or something.
Okay.
And what's so funny, remember I told you how thin she was? Like,
yeah,
I was like,
that's what I'm asking you. I mean,
right. Well, I would remember looking at her thinking, as soon as she said cancer, I remember thinking, oh, wow, she's not like skinny because it's stylish. She's sick. Like, but beautiful, beautiful chick. Anyway, I said, absolutely, let's go play pool. Like, listen, this chick wants to do anything. She says, I want to go play putt-putt golf. Of course. I don't know why we're not already there.
Go-karts, whatever.
Bowling,
yo-yo, bring it,
let's
whatever.
Go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So.
It's like a Make-A-Wish.
Right. So, what fucking dick. Anyway. Well, let me tell you something. He's thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I am suggesting don't subscribe.
Listen.
What kind of sick fuck?
This is the problem. I'm saying what he's thinking.
No, I'm not thinking it. Because I thought she was sexy and I thought she was super cool and I liked her. So anyway, listen. So I dated like Jess, right? Like I literally can't stop thinking about Jess. And I'll go on dates with other women.
Comparing her. She's your point. I think she's like your point of comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is horrible because I see Jess in a way that's I have her on a pedestal. And so I'm sitting there, I'll go on a date with another girl and the whole time she's talking.
Would this be the replacement for Jess?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. The whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, Jess would never say that. Jess would never do that.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Jess, I know it is horrible. I know it's fucking horrible. But listen, it had been only a month. It'd been a month. I dated Jess for 2 years. It's been a month. So what happens is, but when I was with Alyssa, I didn't do that. The whole time I was just engrossed in talking with her.
Do you think she has similarities to Jess?
I mean, she does. Look,
like the way she talked or the things she said, or
somewhat, and super thin, and she was shy and really just genuine, like a genuine person. Like when she says something, I just automatically believe it. Like it didn't seem nothing she said.
Nothing fake. She wasn't fake.
She wasn't fake. She wasn't bougie. She wasn't like, she was just who she was. Like, hey, I'm showing up in cowboy boots and blue jeans, and you'll deal with it.
And she came clean from the beginning, which is good.
Absolutely.
It wasn't anything like, let's build up and then I'm gonna tell you why we're not gonna work out.
Right.
So you gotta appreciate that.
Right. And that's, listen, hey, and the whole thing, like showing up in cowboys, blue jeans, and a t-shirt, and just being like, this is how it is. I got a little bit of makeup on. You'll deal with it. Oh, you don't like it? Okay, we'll kick rocks. And that's just Jess. She could give a crap. Same thing with this chick. This chick was like, this is the kind of chick that I knew. She'll wrestle with you. She'll punch you in the arm if you give her a hard time. If you say something wrong, she'll be like, what did you just say? You know, she's not going to.
Yeah, she's not a pushover.
Right. And I can't have a pushover because I will absolutely, if I date a chick who's a pushover, I will absolutely dominate the entire relationship. And I know that even though I'm okay with it, I know it's a mistake. In the end, I need a chick that pushes back. That Alyssa would push back. Jess pushed back. That's the only way you get anywhere with me. So I sat there. So I thought, hey, I like this chick. I'm going to go play pool with her. Cool. I still don't think anything. You know, she doesn't date. I get it. You want to spend the rest of your time with your kids. I get that. You made your mind up. So we go to the pool place. I remember we were walking in the pool place, and I said, oh, man, I said, this looks like a little bit rougher of an establishment than I'm used to. I said, I don't know that I'm okay. And she goes, you're okay? I said, a little bit rougher of an establishment than I'm used to. And she looked at me, she goes, well, you're with me. She goes, you'll be all right. And I just thought, it's so cute, you know? And I was like, I said, all right. I said, she goes, should you feel comfortable? I said, no, we're good. We go in there. She knows everybody. And everybody there, by the way, all of them were like, I haven't seen you in it's been a year or it's been 6 months. So what she had told me was this: I hardly ever leave my house. I spend all my time with my kids. I drive them everywhere they want to go. I do nothing but, I basically at this point, I'm staying.
She's not working. She's just
not working. I'm just hanging out for my kids. That's all I do.
How's she making money?
I mean, I'm sure she probably, I don't know this, but I'm assuming SSD, Social Security Disability.
Okay.
I'm assuming she's got Medicare, Medicaid, or all the medical stuff. And then obviously if you have cancer, you get certain benefits. So I am assuming that a lot of that is, you know, plus I'm assuming also she's got, maybe the house is paid for. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know. It's none of my business. I didn't ask. She's surviving somehow. And so we go in, but it's obvious that everybody there knows her. But they're also, when they hug her and say hi to her, they're also all saying, I haven't seen you in a year. I haven't seen you it's been at least 6 months. It's been, where have you been? So I realize everything she's saying
she's not
is
going
right.
out. She's not
She
partying.
doesn't go out, right?
Good.
We play pool. She gets a drink or two. We play pool. She beats me 3 games in a row like it's nothing. At one point, she stops. She actually misses a couple shots. And I look at her, I go, what are you doing? And she goes, what? And I went, I could have made that shot. And I go, are you losing on purpose? She goes, I don't want to take your man card from you. I know it's important for guys to win. And I go, no, don't do that. I said, beat me like you'd beat anybody. And she goes, are you sure? And I go, yes. And beat the hell out of me 3 games in a row. She's like a shark. So, but listen, we sit down at the table, we talk shit, we laugh, we have fun, we flirt with each other a little bit. Then when it's at like 12 o'clock, and she's like, you have an hour and a half drive. And she goes, I can't keep you out any longer. She goes, I mean, I could stay out with you all night. And I said, no, I'm going to get going. So I get going, we walk outside, and when we're standing outside, she turns to me and she says, I don't know exactly how she said it, but she went, can I tell you something? I went, what? Yeah, what? She goes, I had a great time. And I went, I had a great time too. And she said, I wish this had been a date. And I just remember thinking, wow. And I just looked at her and I went, well, it was a date.
This is heading to somewhere like really bad, isn't it?
So I said, listen, this is
because it's a great story.
It is a good story. No, it's a good story. And I said, you know what? I said, Alyssa, I go, it was a date. I said, I know you don't date. I'm going to let you think about it. Said, I'm not going to move in for a kiss. I'm not going to push the envelope. And she goes, okay. I said, I'm going to leave. And normally I'm always going to go in for the kiss. Always. Because it separates right then. Because what you don't want to do is get to the second or third date and then find out, I just want to be friends. Okay,
correct.
Well, so I just dated you. Did I just pay for 3 dinners?
You want to crush that friend zone from the get-go.
Smash it.
Get it out of the way.
But I'd already put it out of my mind. And at that point, but when she said that, I was like, wow. So I said, look, you know what? I know you have an issue. I'm not going to push the envelope. She goes, okay. She goes, that's good. And I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home. And tomorrow, I said, I'm going to call you up and I'm going to ask you out on another date. I said, is that cool? And she looked at me and she went, you know, this ends bad, right? She said, man, I'm let's be honest. She said, I'm gonna die. She said, I mean, I'm okay now. I'm healthy right now, but she said, I don't know when things are gonna progress. She said, it may be 2 years. She said, it may be 2 months. She said, I don't know. She said, and I said, well, look, we don't have to get into all that right now. I said, the bottom line is, I said, let's just go on a few dates. I said, and we'll see what happens. And I said, she was like, I just don't know. And I went, I'm leaving. I'm going to call you tomorrow. Get in the car. Listen, we texted for an hour and a half while I'm driving, almost got myself killed a couple times, talked on the phone, got home, texted till probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
So she could carry a conversation.
Super funny. She at least thinks she's funny. Like you. So she's super funny, super smart, really cool chick. I go to bed. The next day I call her. I say, great, when do you want to go out? And she goes, oh my God. She goes, are you sure about this? She's like, you don't understand. I said, look, what does it matter? I said, we go out on a couple of days. And she says, listen, she said, Matt, I already like you. I already know I like you. I already know this could be something. I already know this. You're a great guy. I can tell I like you. And I went, well, then let's go out. And then she said, oh, let me think about this. Came back a couple hours later. We start texting, and she's like, okay, look, yeah, let's go out. Let's go out. So we schedule a time to go out. Now the problem was I had to go to Ohio. Okay. So I go to Ohio, and I come back, and we're supposed to go out. Wait. No, that's not true. That's not true. Scratch that. That's not when that happened. So what happened is no, it was a few days. It was a few days later. Like she had something to do, then I had something to do. So it was like 4 days later we were going to go out. The whole time we're texting. You know, you're so funny, you're so this.
So there was a line of communication open at all times.
Open line of communication going all the way up to the day I'm supposed to meet her. Actually, I'm supposed to meet her like right then. I'm supposed to meet her. We were going to meet at Ford's garage in between the two of us. So it was like a 45-minute drive for both of us. Perfect. We have the time. We send it. Everything's great. And then she ghosts me.
Blocked or not, or just
no, just ghost. I like the fact that you didn't hold back and laugh at that. Was
yeah. I'm right. As of right now, I'm just
I mean, at least
manufacturing.
At least pretend to be a sensitive person and not like.
Well, I'm sure she broke your heart.
Look, I did like her. I mean, I did. But it's one date. It's not broken heart. It's one date. Okay, so it's one good date where it was like, wow, I felt like there's a connection.
Well, plus this is my Dr. Phil, kind of situation here. Plus, you saw a possibility of getting over Jess with this girl.
Yes,
which really I think was a silver lining of this whole thing. It's oh my God, I found somebody that can replace this person.
Right, and I don't want to say replace, but somebody that can help me get over. Let's not say replace, but let's say get over. Somebody
you found your rebound.
Somebody that.
Well, listen.
I mean, I found somebody that I thought I would have interest in, that I would like, that I could maybe help me move on. That's what I thought.
Copy, can you Google rebound to see if that's the definition of it?
Because I hate to say that because I don't feel like I don't see me. I don't know about the whole getting over somebody. Sometimes you just don't get over people. You just realize you just go on. So the point is that I feel like this is somebody that could help take my mind off of her. Somebody that could. It's a different direction. So I was excited about it. Somebody I was genuinely interested in. Well, she ghosts me. Am I coming off like a total fucking pussy?
No,
is that it? What is it?
No, but I'm thinking like if
I got Colby fucking laughing.
If you ever had. I don't know if you were ever planning to use this platform to find dates.
Yeah.
The fact that you're exposing yourself, like, listen, I don't care who you are. I'm never gonna get over this girl.
No,
I mean,
I'm not. That's not what's happening. What I'm saying is that
I'm sure there's a bunch of women right now going, Matt Cox, yeah.
No, what I'm
let's go for the Latino.
Listen, the chick that I end up with knows what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I'm not concerned about that. Well, listen, there's how many girls out there, they broke up, some guy broke up, and they're always going to kind of be like, well, that person's special. Do they get over them? Is
I'm as crazy as it sounds, I'm a romantic.
God, are you fucking serious?
Dude, I married my elementary school sweetheart. She's the mother of my 2 kids. I was a horrible husband, but till this date, dude, that was the love of my life.
Okay.
What can I do?
See? It happens. People know. People understand that, right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is...
But I'm open to options, so,
Oh, yeah. I'm looking. Listen, I'm dying to get over this chick, and I'm hoping that happens, and this may have been it, but it goes bad.
Okay.
So she ghosts me, whatever. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I end up sending her a message. Like after a couple of days, I'm just like...
Are you like insanely texting?
Oh no,
her,
I'm not a nut,
okay.
bro. I'm not stalking her. What?
I'm just texting you right now to see if you got my last text.
No, I'm not an idiot. First of all, it's Messenger. You know if they got your last text. I'm gonna send you. not send you. I'm going to just, well, I guess, can I send it? Oh, wait, did I? I know what I did. I got it. I know what I did. I think I actually already did this so that I could, so that you'll realize, you'll say, okay, I get it. Hold on. What is this? Oh, Jesus, what happened here? Oh, okay. I think I fucked up.
You don't wear glasses to read your text?
No. I mean, I do need glasses, but I'm usually pretty good. It's pretty bright. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell you what it is. I didn't actually already do, I thought I'd saved it, but I was prepared so it could read it, but whatever. The point is I basically sent her a text and I said, listen, it appears that you've ghosted me. I'm like, I said, I personally think I deserve better than that. I said, there's a lot of ways you could have handled this better. You could have told me, and this is like, I don't remember exactly what I said. Basically said, look, you could have simply told me, I don't want to date you. I want to spend the rest of my time with my kids. You could have said, I don't like you.
I'm not ready emotionally.
Not ready. I don't like you.
I'm dying, whatever.
Right. There was lots of ways, but to simply just not respond, I said, I believe I deserved a little bit more respect than that. I said, but you know what? I said, I get it. I said, you're not interested. That's fine. I said, what I would like to say is this. I said, given your situation, I want to let you know that I hope you have the best result possible given the issue at hand, and I wish the absolute best for you. I said, and I am genuinely sad that you and I didn't get to know each other. And that's really all I have to say. So here was her response to that.
Oh my God, that long text?
Oh yeah, she sent, yeah. So no, I sent that to her. A week goes by. So I sent my text and a week goes by. I'm done. Like she's gone. I'm not even thinking about this chick. And one day, bloop, she hits me up on Messenger and here's what it says.
It has nothing to do with not being interested. It has to do with being scared and feeling things I'm not sure I'm ready for and being terrified to move forward BC for some fucked up reason I don't feel like I should be able to. It has to do with feeling guilty for still being the one living for some reason. I owe you an apology for ghosting. It is so unbelievably out of character for me, but I'm not myself anymore to say the least. The last thing I wish to do is hurt you or anyone, and I'm scared that in my current situation, hurting people I care about is inevitable, so I'm scared to care, in a way.
Okay, now...
Why does she sound like a robot? Just kidding. I thought maybe she
What bothers me is that you're laughing, which means that people in the audience are going to laugh.
Like,
and I don't
you know what I picture coming somebody like going, I'm sorry, man, but I cannot go out with you.
You've really ruined... I really, honestly, genuinely, at this point, I wish Josh had been here. So what ends up happening is I text her back, hey, don't be silly. This is ridiculous, And then she comes back and we end up...
you reconnected.
We reconnected. And I mean, when I say reconnected, I mean like literally that... Okay. This is the message. And I mean, it just goes on and on.
I mean, it sounds like she had a legit reason. Like, listen, I
mean, this is like we just went on and on. So the point is we're going on and on. We end up getting on the phone. So I finally say to her, look, just call me. Boom. Immediately she calls me. She goes, I'm sorry. It's okay. I get it. You're scared. You're freaked out. It's fine. I said, so what's the change of heart? And she said, talk to my daughter. My daughter said that I should date you. My kids want me to date. They want me to date you. They're like, Mom, you should date this guy. You said you really like him. He's a great guy. He's this, he's that. You had felt there was a connection. We want you to be happy.
Nice.
And I said, okay. And she said, and I said, look, like I said, we don't even know. And she goes, listen, Matt, let's be honest. She said, I already like you. I know I'm going to like you. She goes, let's be honest. You've met me. I went, right. She goes, you in 2 more dates. She goes, you're going to be in love. I'm amazing. And I just died laughing. I said, this chick, that's me, bro. Yeah, that's me.
She's witty.
And I said, you are amazing. She goes, I really am. She goes, I really am. And I said, absolutely. She said, so yeah, I definitely want to move this forward. She goes, what are your thoughts on things going bad? And I said, first of all, she said, I remember at one point she said, you understand that if this works out, she goes, and I feel like it will. She goes, this will be an amazing romance. She's for maybe 2 years. She's if we're lucky. She goes, then it's going to be 6 months to a year of really a bad situation. And she goes, are you okay with that? And I go, and then she goes, then I die. She goes, and you spend the rest of your life trying to get over me. And I said, honestly, if I spend the rest of my life trying to get over you, I go, you are worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she goes, I said, so if that's what, I said, if I get two or three solid years, I said, that's a fucking blessing. I'll take it.
Let me tell you, I think these girls, and I'm talking about her and other girls that may be in that situation, they don't understand that we've been to prison, bro.
Yeah.
We lost people that we loved and people and things that we had. So we're okay with losing.
Right. It's random. Listen, I always say that. I've been losing my whole life. If you're not losing in life, you're not trying hard enough.
And you're holding on to shit that you're going to lose anyways.
Right. Not just that. I told her, I said, look, I could die in a car accident on my way home. You could die of a brain embolism tomorrow. You may not die of cancer at all. We don't know. What I do know is what I'm concerned about right now is making it to tomorrow morning.
That's it.
And I said, that's all I'm concerned with. The fact of the matter is, I said, anything above that is a bonus. And I said, and when bad things come up, I said, at that point, I will deal with it. I said, I'm not going to run away. And she went, God, she goes, you were saying all the right things. She goes, do you have any idea? She said, I mean, just didn't think I was going to meet a guy like you. Plus, she was like, plus you weren't mad. You weren't angry about me disappearing. And I was like, no, why would I be angry? And I said, I was sad. I was just kind of sad about it. Like I said, look, I'm not that guy. I'm not your ex-boyfriend who's going to call you names and pick on you and be an asshole. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to question where you've been or if you're faithful, or I'm not doing that. If I start to not trust you, I'll just stop seeing you. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not doing that. So we talk. It's great. She's like, I like you so much. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait. This is great. This is great. When can we see each other? I said, boom, let's go tonight. Great. Ford's garage. No. That's not true. That's not true. We went about 3 more days. No, then I went to Ohio. So then I go to Ohio. We're texting the whole time. Damn it, I didn't go to Ohio. It was Oklahoma. I went to Oklahoma City.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were in Oklahoma.
No. That was so I went to Oklahoma, and we're texting the whole time. She's telling me about her kids, what's going on. I'm telling her, hey, I'm doing this. I'm sending her pictures of the shoot that I did. I did a commercial thing up there. So I sent her pictures, like we're texting, we're flirting, we're great. We talk on the phone, like everything's great. I get back, we're supposed to go. Oh, I remember what I told her. I said, well, where do you want to go? And she said, well, I said, we'll go out Saturday, the day after I get back. And she goes, Saturday? She went, well, what time Saturday? I go, no, all Saturday. The whole day. I go, what's on your bucket list? Let's start checking some shit off. What?
I don't know.
Because she had already told me there were things. She had a bucket list. And she goes, okay. She goes, you know what? She said, chalupas. I went, what? She goes, chalupas. She goes, in Clearwater Beach. She goes, I stayed for a week when I in my teens on Clearwater Beach, and there was a place there that I used to eat chalupas at every day. They were amazing. I want to go there and get chalupas. I haven't had one in like 20 years.
You know what? When people are close to dying, the last thing they want is something Hispanic.
What a dick!
We are on.
Listen,
take note.
If he has
we
a
are
channel
on everybody's.
If he ever has a channel, do not subscribe. All right. So, what ends up happening? I mean, do you understand that part of being like a kind of like a YouTube personality is being likable?
Listen, I'm just stating facts here.
And what bothers me is Colby doesn't say anything. Do you know that Colby let you and I say fans only for a fucking hour?
Yeah, Colby. And he was fine with it.
And he was okay with it.
Yeah.
Listen.
He's making notes. Fans only. That's
yeah.
it.
By the 20th comment, I started hating Colby.
I know.
Because I'm having guys are like, why were you doing that? That was funny, bro. Why were you doing that? I was like, no. Because
people are like, come on, man.
Because I don't know.
You're trying to hide the fact that you. I'm not.
Yeah. He doesn't know that it's. No, I don't. I don't. You know. So anyway, what I do now.
Oh no.
And what ends up happening is I'm all excited. I get back. I'm ready to go. Boom. She ghosts me again.
On that Saturday. The day of the date?
No. On Friday, the day before.
The day before the date. Okay.
Nothing. Now I flew back. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I cannot believe this chick just did this again. So I send her another thing saying, I don't know what happened. I don't know if things went wrong. I don't know if you're in the hospital. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong with this chick, but something went wrong. Is she? I don't know. But I was just in absolute shock. And I thought, this is insane. Like, the last conversation we had was, she was talking about selling her house, taking the money, and spending like she said, spend the next year just traveling. And I go, well, where do you want to go? And she was like, I want to go here and here. I said, I got a passport. We got to get your passport. I said, I'm ready to go. She was like, are you serious? You would go? I said, absolutely, I would go. Absolutely go with you. I said, I will be your wingman wherever you want to go. I said, assuming that this works out, and it's going to work out. I said, this everything about her is saying, this is it. This is it. I'm like, okay, great. Now, keep in mind too, I'm still in my mind thinking, look, we haven't kissed. Wait, kissing is a big thing for me.
Well, I think I'm a big thing for everybody.
Yeah, well,
I think it's like,
I'm a good kisser. Like, listen, that's like, I'm a good kisser. So I need it. She has to be a good kisser. Say something. Fuck off. Do you realize how good I've been about cussing on this show? I haven't cursed in so many. There's been tons.
I was gonna say there was a rumor in Coleman Low, but why am I gonna go? Why am I going to go there? There is no need for me to say that. I will not say that.
What a dick. So anyway,
I think Colby comes here.
I don't like Colby even being here anymore.
Colby loves it when I'm here.
Shield.
He enjoys entertainment. He just sits there and laughs.
We're getting the shield. I'm getting a particle board like thing so we can't even see him anymore. Anyway, what ends up happening is, so I send her another thing saying, hey, I think I deserve better than this. The same basic thing I sent the first time. But regardless, I'm not mad. I'm just really sad that we didn't get to know each other. Good luck with your. I
mean, you gotta put yourself in her shoes too. I'm not judging her. When you're in that position, you must be an emotional roller coaster.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. I can tell you right now, there were 3 different phone calls. She cried every time. Every single time she started crying.
Yeah,
So she's emotionally, she's upset. But to say, all I need really is, I don't even need a good excuse. It could be like, look, just go fuck yourself. Not interested.
Yeah, or to reopen. She could have put closure on it. The first time around, like, absolutely. Listen, I'm sorry I ghosted you, but it's not gonna work out. Have a nice day. Boom, boom.
Absolutely.
Boom. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that was wrong.
So here's the thing. I talk to my ex-wife, right? Like I tell my friend Stacy, and I tell my ex-wife everything. So I've been telling them the whole time. Now my ex-wife is telling me the whole time. My ex-wife is saying, you should date her. Now, Stacy's saying, absolutely not. She goes, Matt, emotionally, you're already in a bad spot because of Jess. She goes, so for you to take on this responsibility to be with this girl, she goes, and I know you. You'll be there at her deathbed. She goes, you're a ride or die kind of person. She said, so I know that you'll be there to the end. She said, and I think that if she could start getting sick, she could be sick for 2 years. She said, I know you. She said, what happens if she can't have sex? What happens if, like, there's all kinds of, and I went, well, first of all, I went like 13 years without having sex, so I'm going to be okay.
Well, but not by choice. You know what she means.
No,
I always pull that line too. Listen, I can't control myself. I went 8.5 years without sex.
First of all, I can. I'm not an animal. I can. It's fine. I'll deal with it. But I was like, look, it doesn't matter. I said, I don't, you know what I don't worry about? I don't worry about dying in my car on the way to the grocery store. I'm not worried about how long this takes. I'm worried about right now, is it good? Life is good. Things are good. Enjoy the moment. And so, but Stacy's saying, no. My ex-wife is saying, absolutely. You like her? She sounds cool. She sounds like she gets you. You get her. You should do it.
By the way, I don't know if you remember, but I didn't know all these details.
No.
But you called me one time and you said, listen, I met this girl, blah, 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 and let me tell you what's going on. And I think I told you, I said, go for it, bro. I think she sounds amazing. Yeah. If you have an amazing relationship for 2 years, do it.
Right. That's more than most.
That's more than most.
Right.
Correct.
And so, great, no problem, cool. So I call my ex-wife, and by the way, my ex-wife, although I give her a hard time all the time, her intuition and her ability to predict how things are going to go is amazing. Like when I first got in trouble, before I got in trouble, there were 2 people that got busted. Friends of ours, good friends of ours. We'd gone on vacations together. We babysat each other's kids. My ex-wife's first thing she said was, we don't talk to him anymore. I went, what? She goes, stop talking to him. I went, why? She said, they've been indicted. by the FBI. And I went, or by the federal government. She goes, they're going to cooperate, and they're going to cooperate against you. And I went, you're crazy. They wouldn't do that. They're friends of ours. She goes, Matt, you don't understand. Like her uncle had gone to prison. Like she knows people in and out.
So she know this.
She said, don't talk to him anymore.
She knew how it goes.
Literally, within 2 months, they wore a wire on me. And that was my first case. Second time I get in trouble, she's telling me, don't do this, don't do that. What are you doing? Like all the things she's saying, you just did what? That's a mistake. She's pinpointing things that went wrong. Sure enough, they all go wrong. Literally the whole time my dating life, she's been like, that's a bad idea. That's a good idea. No. So fine. What ends up happening is I call her up and I said, this was a couple days ago. I said, hey, what's going on? She goes, hey, what's going on? So I start talking about what's happening with me and, so I start talking to her and she goes, what are you doing? She goes, what happened to the girl, Alyssa? And I went, what do you mean? She goes, what happened to her? You liked her. Like this other girl you don't like. This one you're saying she's okay, but we haven't really spent any time together. This one, like you're telling me about these girls. Like there is another girl that I like. And I've really only spent a little bit of time with her. And she's like, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, she's like, the one girl you really liked. She said, what happened with that? And I said, I told you, she ghosted me. She goes, no, you said she came back around. I said, yeah, and then she ghosted me again. And she goes, no, I know, but what have you done since then? I go, since she stopped responding to my text messages? I said, nothing. I'm not going to stalk her. And she goes, do you know where she lives? And I went, I do, yeah. She goes, you know her name? I went, well, she goes by this on Facebook. And I told her the name. I said, but she told me what her husband's name was, what her married name was. So I do know her full name, and I'm assuming the house is in her name or her husband's name. And she goes, so can you figure it out? I said, well, yeah. I know the county she lives in. I can figure it out. And she said, so go to her house. And I go, oh, no. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. She goes, no, listen to me. She said,
the grand gesture.
Absolutely. She said, she's scared. She's told you she's scared. Not one time did she ever tell you that she didn't like you or think it wasn't going to work between you. That's not her issue. Her issue is this guy willing to put up with the fact that I have cancer and that I'm going to die and I'm going to get progressively worse? Is he going to do that? Does he like me enough to stick with me through this? That's her concern. And she said, that guy who really will do that is the guy that shows up at your house and says, just talk to me. I wanted to make sure you were okay. Are you okay? And I go, I don't know, Kayla. She lives in this house. She's got a couple kids that still live there. Like, I don't know. I said, she also has a roommate who's blind. She has a roommate that rents a room is blind.
Alyssa.
Yeah, Alyssa. Yeah.
Okay.
She has a blind roommate. So which she kind of takes care of, right? And I said, she goes, okay, so there are people there. It's not the kids aren't there alone. It's there. And if she's not there, she goes, you don't have to go in. She goes, well, you know what kind of car she drives? I said, yeah, she actually drove an old police cruiser, like an old police car, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that it was actually kind of cool. Like you're driving like an old cruiser. Like it's okay. So anyway, I was like, okay. I sat there and I thought, yeah, you know what? I'm okay. Are you sure, Kayla? She's Matt, have I ever told you? I wouldn't tell you this. And I said, yeah, but then it's like stalking or something. She goes, yeah. And if you show up and she says, what are you doing at my house? You need to leave. I said, That's leave.
It. Yeah.
I said,
I'm with her on that.
I said, okay. I said, all right, I get it. I can do this. I'll do it. Okay. I said, well, fuck, it's like an hour and a half drive. So I said, okay. So I drive an hour and a half. Colby doesn't know any of this, by the way. Do you? No. So, because this just happened. So I drive for an hour and a half. And just before I get there.
What time of the day?
I was going to get there at 7:30. At night. So it's getting dark. It's already dark.
Yeah.
It's already getting, by the time I get there, it's dark. But it's 7:30. So just before I get there, my ex-wife calls me. She goes, are you there yet? I said, no. She said, look, I thought about it. You can't show up empty-handed. Go get flowers. And I thought.
Nice touch.
Just to make this more embarrassing, she's going to ask me to get flowers.
Did you get the flowers?
Of course. It was an extra 15, of course, an extra 15 minute, on the Google thing. Brought me to Publix. I bought for $20. I got a dozen roses. I get them. Okay, great. I get in my car. I drive back. Call Kayla. Are you sure about this? She goes, did you get flowers? I said, absolutely. She goes, okay. And you're going? Yeah. She goes, okay, look, make sure that there's not like 5 cars there. Like you don't pull in. It's her husband's there. And I go, she's not going to have a husband. She goes, you don't know that. I said, no, I do know that. Her Facebook profile says widow. I talked to my buddy Visser. Visser said her husband died. She has cancer. Her husband and her husband. I said all of this is true.
3 kids.
3 kids. One of them's gone.
Okay.
It's a Saturday night.
So it's okay if there was one card, one of the kids came back, whatever.
No, the kids are like 13 and 14.
Oh,
like
okay.
They're young. I don't know how exact age. They're young. One's like 18 or 19. She's out of the house. So we got 2 young kids. Probably not their home alone. Maybe, but maybe not. Regardless, I pull up to the house. So I drive in. I pull up. I look. I don't see her car. There are 2 cars in the driveway, but this is in the sticks, bro. And I remember thinking, and the cars looked abandoned. Like they looked like this is the kind of like this is like lower middle class in the sticks next to a lake.
Blue collar,
definitely. So I was like, okay, it's the kind of place where people park on their front yard. There's a driveway, but whatever. And there's cars that are that are abandoned in the front yard. But these are cars that are clearly immobile.
Okay.
But I don't see her car. But I look and it's dark. It's dark out. There's no real lights there's some lights, but her house is set so far away. When I'm looking at the house, it's very dark, but I can see movement in the house. Like the lights are shifting. There's clearly things are happening. Maybe a TV's on. Maybe people are walking around. I don't know. So I look and I went, fuck. I check the address again. Now I'm getting nervous. Check the address. And I went, she's not here. And I thought, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go down there, knock on the door. Definitely her house. Maybe it's not, but I think it is. I'm gonna knock on the house. I'm gonna knock on the door. If her roommate answers, her kids, I'm gonna say, "Is Alyssa here?" They say no. I'm gonna say, "Listen, my name's Matt. Can you please give her these flowers? Tell her I stopped by and leave." That's it.
Yeah.
So I get out of my vehicle. I walk down the driveway. I walk down the walkway, and as I'm walking towards the house, towards the door, a car from the street whips in around my car and down is probably 100 feet, at least 100 feet from the road. Swoops in through the over the yard, drives on the yard all the way up to about 8 or 9 feet away from me and stops. And it's the cruiser. It's her car.
So it didn't go on the driveway.
No. Even though the driveway is available, it pulls all the way up.
Grass, everything, took everything
on the
down.
grass, very aggressively, right up to me.
Could have been the roommate driving.
So pulls right up and stops. Boom, stops. And I turn around, and so I'm sitting there holding a dozen roses. Right?
Were you dressed up?
I was wearing skinny jeans, a tight T-shirt, and I basically looked like a faggot. So, I'm thinking I'm looking sleek. I look very GQ. I've got the dozen roses.
City boy. He's a city boy.
Definitely
with the sticks
metrosexual.
With
The hair looks good. And so what I do is I turn. So the car pulls up and I turn and I'm holding the flowers and I'm like, I go, hey, like this, right?
You don't see who's driving.
No, dark windows. Hey, suddenly the door opens. Boom, a guy that's at least 6'4" stands up. He looked like Slender Man. He was thin, but he had a baseball cap on. Frayed, his blue jeans are frayed. He's got like a tight little T-shirt on. And I look at him and I thought, fuck, this ain't good. Then the back door of the car pops open. I'm thinking maybe she's getting out of the back. Boom, 2 kids jump out and they rush right by me and right in. Now, but what 13, 14-year-old young kids, like, they're going to stop and be like...
Well, unless they're instructed, like...
Absolutely. So the guy, I realized right away, I'm thinking, the guy, when we pulled in, the guy said, go straight in the house.
Yeah.
And he turned, and so he closes the door, and I'm standing there, and waiting for him to address me. He looks at me, and he goes, you waiting for somebody, Bubba? He goes, you here for somebody, Bubba? I said, yeah, I'm here for Alyssa. I said, is she here? And he goes, I'll go get her. And he walks right by me. And I start walking towards the door. So now I'm about 15 feet away from the door. White guy. 15 feet away from the guy. Hillbilly, not hillbilly, like a redneck guy. Clearly this is a hunter. Like, I remember thinking too, hunting season? Like, Slender Man, hunting season? Is it hunting season? What's going on? So he walks right in the front door, and I'm in the sticks, and he walks in the front door, opens the door and closes it. But when he opens it, I'm in shadow. I'm in the dark. So, but I can see in there, it's light, and I can see her standing there. As soon as he opens the door, she's looking right at him. She looks out at me, but I don't think she can see me. Then he turns around, he closes the door for a second, turns around, opens the door and says, hey, bro. He goes, hey, Bubba, what's your name? And I go, my name's Matt. She knows who I am. I threw a little bass in my voice.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
you know, I stood on my tippy toes. So I said, you know, I go, my name's Matt. I said, she knows who I am. And he goes, okay. Closes the door, talks for another minute, opens the door, closes the door and walks right by me. I watch him walk all the way to the car. He opens the car door. He leans in the car. He then comes back out of the car. He's holding an AR-15.
A rifle. The rifle.
The AR-15 assault rifle.
The ones they want to ban.
Yes. Pulls it out, holds it up, looks at me, puts it down, and walks right by me. And when he was walking by me, I go, well, that ain't good. And he walks, doesn't say anything, walks right in the front door. And I went, like, what's going on? Closes the door, talks to her for a second. Then he opens the door. She's standing about...
He went in the house with the rifle.
Yeah, walked right by me.
Okay.
Goes in the house, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, well, like he said he'd get her. Now he gets the rifle. Then, so suddenly the door opens, all the way open, wide open, boom. He's standing there with the AR-15 like this. He's holding like the military stance. And he says, and she's standing behind him, like just looking over his shoulder at me. Not, you know, just kind of like, oh, like, what the fuck? And he goes, yo, Bubba, you got to go. And I went, well,
and you, like...
I didn't even understand. Because I sat and he's holding, first of all, he's holding the gun. And I looked at him and I went, I go, excuse me? And he goes, yo, Bubba, he said, you got to go. And I went, oh, whoa. I said, hey, bro, did not know it was that serious. I said, my bad. I'm going to get going. I got you. I start walking backwards, and he's walking towards me. And I turn around. I said, I'm going to leave these flowers here on her car. And I drop them on the car. I said, because they're not for me. And I turn around, and he goes, I got you. So I turn around. I start walking up the sidewalk, and he goes, hey. He goes, yo, Bubba. I said, yeah, what's up, bro? And he goes, how'd you find her address? And I looked at him, and I go, it's on the internet. He goes, is it? And I said, it is if you look hard enough. And he goes, all right. I go, all right, man. I turn around, I start walking. As I'm walking up the driveway, he goes, yo, hey.
Jesus Christ.
I turn around, I go, yeah, man, what's up? And he said, bro, I'm sorry you're having a bad night. And I went, no. I said, you know what, man? I said, it's my fault. I said, I misread the signals. I said, and I said, I thought I'd come here and make a romantic gesture. I said, and it was just a bad idea on my part. I said, no hard feelings. I appreciate it. I said, I'll see you later. I said, see you around, bro. I just turned around and kept walking. Got in my car, drove off. As I'm driving off, I immediately say, hey, Siri, call my ex-wife. I call my ex-wife, Kayla. She comes on. She's there with her sister-in-law, by the way.
Okay.
She puts me on speaker. She goes, what happened? And I went, well, I said, a guy just pulled an AR-15 on me and told me to fucking get out of to leave. And she goes, oh, my God, you went to the front door? She goes, I didn't think you'd really go. Well, I go, what? And she goes, I mean, you told me to go. She goes, I know, but I thought maybe I didn't really think you'd go. I mean, wow, so what happened?
But I'll tell you what, before you continue with this story, there is, I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. First of all,
wait. Can I say something one more time? And I hate to interrupt, but here's what I want to say. I want to say this. So, Colby, all right. So, it turns out the guy that pulled the gun on me is the ex-boyfriend, Chris, that she has a restraining order on. So, I'm going to let you, just to give you an idea of what I was dealing with. Chris is 6'4", and this is Chris's picture. And here's another picture of Chris. I think this is a hog picture. We should do the hog picture. And this is a picture of Chris and Alyssa shooting shotguns. This one right here.
Nice.
That's Alyssa. That's Chris. They're shooting shotguns. So Chris is the kind of guy that walks around with a Marlboro Red in his mouth and has sunglasses, even when it's cloudy, and wears a baseball cap. And although, listen, if you got to get kicked out of a place, he was very polite. He was very polite to me. Very nice.
Which is my point. Right. You know that whole scene would have played out different if it would have been me on the front.
They shoot you. You're Hispanic.
Absolutely. and that's another thing that I don't understand. Why do white folks always resort to the AR-15?
Make this a racist thing.
I mean, it's like
upsetting.
Whatever happened, boom, here's the AR-15. You know?
I don't. Well, here's what bothers me. Like, The truth is,
and you're interacting with this guy that is holding a rifle. Like when
Absolutely.
he walked by with a rifle, I would have been like, "Listen, bro,
I'm
wrong address.
done.
I'm for Uber. Did you order Chipotle? No, I'm out. You know, I'm Uber Eats.
I literally. So look,
You're sitting there talking to this guy.
Well, here's the thing. First of all,
I'm telling him that you are picking up his chick. Like, listen, I brought flowers for your girl. It's just a romantic gesture. And the guy's holding a rifle. Like,
that's
I understand,
how I roll.
Bubba. Bad days happen, Bubba.
That's
like,
how I roll.
That's-
So I didn't do anything wrong. What?
I mean, to him, you did.
I mean, he may. No. I don't have a relationship with this guy. She may have a relationship with him. I don't. That's between you and her.
You go to my house with a dozen roses.
Yeah.
And you're telling me I'm here, you know.
Bro, I'm
just
told
trying to be romantic to your girl.
No, I was specifically told she hadn't seen him in over 6 months.
By
She doesn't
her?
by her. Well, of course. Who else? So what have I done wrong? Any normal human being knows he hasn't done anything wrong. Clearly, my girlfriend was dating him, or there's something going on between them. I'll talk to her. Like I don't.
And that's why he's holding the rifle in his hand.
But that's what bothers me. Here's the problem. He's 6'4".
He doesn't need a rifle.
I'm 5'6".
Yeah.
I'm wearing a tight shirt, tight blue jeans. I'm holding a dozen roses. I don't have a gun. Like, there's no way you can even look at me and think I have
Were
a
there
gun.
thorns on the roses? Maybe he was concerned. You know.
So you don't need an AR. If you do need an AR-15 to ask me to leave or get me to leave, like, there's an issue. And so right away I realized that this is.
Well, he was making a statement like, "Get out, stay out, stay
And
away."
hey, by the way, Chris, if you are let's go this. If you are watching, Chris, I heard the statement loud and clear. I got you. Won't be going back by there. I promise you that. There will be no more delivery of a dozen roses. Okay, you got that. Because I mean, clearly, like I was just like, like I can't be dealing with people that are pulling guns on me.
That wasn't a gun, man.
It was a fucking.
That
it
was an assault rifle. I
Yeah.
mean,
that could have gone. Do you realize how bad that could have gone?
yeah. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
For me, I do. Like I would have shown up and with my, Mississippi accent and say, I'm here for Alisa. He would have been like, yeah.
Well, look. So I leave. I get in my car. I don't know who this guy is. Get in my car. I drive. I call my ex-wife. She mocks me mercilessly. What are you thinking? What were you? What you said? She's like, I told you to make sure that she was there. Make sure there were no other cars. I said there were 2 cars. They were abandoned. There were people moving inside. I just did this, and she wasn't there. So why wouldn't I pull up and say hi?
Has she texted you?
Who?
Alisa?
Alyssa? No.
Have you texted her?
No. Here's the thing. Like, didn't block me on Facebook. Didn't block me on anything.
Well, she said she wanted you to write her story. Well, here it is.
Doesn't want me to write. The point is that so my ex-wife is just like dying. Her sister-in-law. I mean, my ex-sister-in-law. They are roaring laughing. And they are just like, how did you get yourself in this situation? I'm like, you got me in this situation. I'm like, you owe me $20 for roses. You owe me $30 for the gas to get here and back. I said, you owe me 3 hours of my time.
$25 for the underwear because I just shot my pants when this guy pulled the AR-15. So...
I honestly, I wasn't scared because I wasn't like, oh, I was just like, it wasn't until he opened the door and said, you got to leave that I was like, oh. Like I'm in trouble. Like, oh, this just went bad. I really genuinely, after knowing her and talking with her, I really thought she was going to come to the front door and say,
listen,
Matt, listen, I got back with my ex-boyfriend.
Aren't you worried that maybe the guy has her like, I don't know, tied down in the closet in the basement or something like that?
Well, honestly, when he opened the door, she's standing in the kitchen.
Oh, so you saw her?
I saw her when he first opened the door to walk in. I looked and saw she was standing there. She was just standing there like she looked out at me, but she couldn't see who I was because I was standing in the dark. So that's why he turned around and said, "What's your name?" And I said,
Okay.
"Matt." She knows me. So look, the fact is that she left. I mean, he left. Like she could have left, and she has a restraining order against him.
Well, so she says.
Well, and Vesser says.
Because I tell you what, now I'm questioning a bunch of stuff.
No. But, and I know what you're saying. So what I did was, as soon as I went home, I contacted Vesser. And I was like, yo, bro, I said, you got to call me. So he calls me the next day and I said, listen, let me tell you what happened. And I tell him what happened. As I'm telling him what happened, I don't want to put his stuff out there. But as I'm telling him, he immediately goes, that's Chris. That's Chris. He says, I'm going to send you a picture. He sends me a picture. Bam. I go, yep, that's the guy. That's him. He goes, that's Chris. He goes, he was driving her car. I went, yeah. 2 kids in the back? I said, yeah. He's got an AR-15? I said, yeah. And he goes, Jesus, God almighty. Then he tells me the history with him and this guy. There's a whole history there.
Okay.
Like, he's like, look, the guy's, he's got some issues. And he tells me, he's like, look, he's a nut job. He's got like 5 acres. He shoots guns all the time. He's a gun nut.
So if we were going to do like, I don't know if Colby can do that, but if we were going to do like a stock market chart here, we could literally track your dating life going like right now, like
oh, now straight down.
Yeah, like Enron stock.
Straight down.
Is that Chris?
Straight downhill.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not good.
The projections are not good.
It's all bad. It's all bad. I mean, you know, like I've met some nice chicks.
Yeah, but you're not interested in that. They don't appeal
look, I
to
actually,
you.
like,
Let's follow a pattern here.
Well, no, wait a minute. I actually have, like, I'm actually supposed to go out with another girl that I met. She's super cute, super adorable. She, super young, bro.
Like criminal, like.
No,
I'm
not
gonna have
like
to put
not
money in your account.
Not registry young.
Okay.
But young, like 28 years old, and I was like, and I had been asking my buddy Treon to set me up with her, and because she's also wild. And Treon was like, yeah, you ought to go out with her. And I was like, well, set me up. And he never did. So the other day I went to the gym and I go, did you ever? And she was there. And I was like, did you ever? Why don't you set me up with this chick? What is your fucking problem? Well, I told you to. He's like, I keep forgetting. And she's standing at the counter. I turn around and I said, all right, I'm going to say her name. Her first name's Allie. And I look at her and I go, Allie. She goes, yeah, what's up? I said, do you want to go out sometime for dinner? And she looks at me and she goes, you mean like on a date? And I went, yeah, like on a date. I'm assuming she's going to say no.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's really already talked to her and doesn't want to tell me she's not interested. She didn't want to go out with you. And I said, yeah, on a date. And she goes, yeah, I'll go on a date. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. And I looked at him and I go, you prick.
You should have said, is this okay with your significant other or your husband or your ex-boyfriend?
She's actually getting a divorce.
Of course she is. You see? Predictable. Very predictable. But you know what the difference is between you and I? There's many things. I have because I know somebody the other day put in the comments.
I know what it is.
Oh my God.
I know what the difference is. The difference is I wait till they're getting a divorce and they're not living with the guy anymore.
Oh my God. No.
Do you want to go there?
No.
Let's go there.
This is not about me. This is about you. Okay?
Now. Okay. Because we need to talk. Let's do that. Let's do a podcast after that.
How about we save that one for when I have my YouTube channel? How about, and I'll make you a guest of it.
Yeah. How many husbands are there looking for you?
So,
nice.
But regardless of that, that was a part of the dark past. But I have a daughter. I have a daughter that is 31 and a daughter that is 21. Mm-hmm. So I have an age restriction.
How old?
My oldest is 31. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro,
so,
how old are you?
I started young. I told you I married my elementary school sweetheart at 16. So they're like that. You cannot date any younger than me. And I'm like, well, it's not fair because it's not my fault. I mean, it is, but it's not. That, we are only 16 years apart.
Okay, one more time. How old is your oldest daughter?
31. So the other day I said, Matt, I wouldn't let you date my daughter. And somebody put on YouTube like, oh my God, how old are his daughters? And I'm like, listen, it's not like I'm not going to let him date my 6-year-old. I'm also not going to let him date my 31-year-old. But she's married anyways. But regardless of that.
Okay. I was going to say, if you're watching this, you need to contact me.
She is.
We will go to dinner. I will take you to dinner just so that we can post pictures so your dad will go nuts.
They subscribe to your channel.
Oh, nice.
So, and they was telling me like, oh my God, Dad. But we went to an event this weekend and I met this beautiful girl. And we're all sitting and I'm with my kids and I'm like, oh my God, look at this girl. She's beautiful. Like, I would love to end up with somebody like that. And she's smart and witty and my daughters are like that. My youngest is like, I will make her life miserable. And then my oldest is like, I will cut the bitch. And I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm
yeah, I don't want to date your
So
daughter.
they want me to find like a 48-year-old woman.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like,
nobody wants to date a 48-year-old woman.
Well, there is listen, J-Lo is 52.
Okay, well, look, that's a lot of that's perfect. That's a perfect diet. It's perfect working out. It's perfect. Like that's unobtainable. Let's face it. 52-year-old women don't look like that.
There is some that look. Dude,
okay, that's true. There
is a lot of good looking. Listen, I'm not.
That's true. I actually met this chick that. This is funny. I actually met a chick that flew in for the weekend and hung out with me. Me for the weekend. College professor, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. A body
and hold
55, and a body, by the way, that literally, I'm telling you right now, she could have been 25 years old. Runs marathons, amazing.
Yeah.
Another chick, this other chick that I've talked to.
And you get the AARP discounts when you go buying stuff. And,
nice.
And,
what a dick. What a dick.
It's a win-win for everybody.
This other chick, Jean. So there's a girl named Jean that does not ballroom dancing, but I guess whatever dancing. She's like a professional dancer, and she dances and stuff. Not like a pole dancer.
Yeah.
She super like a gorgeous, and I think she's 51. Is she 51 or 52? She's my age, and both of them phenomenal looking.
You know what my issue is with these younger women, other than of course,
but most of them look like hell. By the way, by the late 40s, most women are just falling apart.
If you have to explain the woman that you're with, who The Cure and Black Sabbath or whatever you are into from your era, that's a pain in the ass, man. I don't want to go to a concert and I'm definitely not going to go to a Justin Bieber concert, So it's just that difference of culture. Is Colby, how old are you?
28.
Oh my God.
He's a child.
You see?
This is ridiculous. You
Good.
can't even have a conversation with him.
Come on.
Yeah, I think...
Colby's still watching Pokemon.
I think 34, 35, like if I get a girl that's probably in her 30 to 35 range, that's probably a good range, right?
I'll tell you the other thing that I find that is not
Although
fair.
this chick, Allie, is pretty cute. Super cute.
The one that is Colby's age?
Yes.
Just to put it in perspective.
Yes.
I mean, you have to understand that.
But look, I don't look 52. I'm 52. I don't act 52. I'm extremely immature.
This is the game. These are the games that my children play with me. Like my daughter goes, okay,
you look like you're in your 50s.
No, come on. I want people
in the comments. Do
yes.
I look 52 is one question. The second one,
comments.
Does he?
Do I look 48?
Oh, 40. Oh my God, you're 48. How hard have you lived, bro?
Prison was rough. I have 2 kids, bro, and girls. They'll hate you. Any father there will test to this.
So 52. Do I look 15? Does he look 48?
But my kids always make these numbers. They always say like, okay, so she's 30 and you're 48. Yeah. So that when you were 21, she was 3, and I'm like, listen, don't do that. And they're like, no. Check this out. Imagine that you walk into a 3-year-old birthday party and you look at that 3-year-old girl, and I'm like, listen, this is you cannot play with the timelines like that, because that doesn't work like that.
Right. That's
Yeah. But that's their way of keeping me. So and the other thing is, in this YouTube channel,
right,
women leave comments, but they're like, you don't want to reply to those comments and sound like a creep. Like the other day, somebody said like, oh my God, I will listen to anything he says with that accent. And I'm like, I mean, I love those messages, but why don't you send them to my email so we can establish some kind of communication?
What you have to do is you have to say,
Yeah. How do you not sound creepy?
Shoot him your email.
Shoot me an email.
Shoot me an email. Send pictures. Boom.
Oh, yeah,
Bam.
that sounds top notch.
Look, here's the thing. What I do realize is that the way things are now are vastly different than they were 15, 16 years ago. People are much, much different now.
More direct.
More direct. Dating is much different. And also, women and men are both looking for something that's almost unobtainable. Like they don't want to accept any shortcomings at all. It's amazing.
For perfection.
They're looking for perfection. They're looking for the Instagram model.
I was just going to tell you that. I think it's the social media that has done that.
Right, and it doesn't exist.
No.
Even your friends that are married, that are posting, if you look at their Facebook and Instagram, you're like, they look like they have a dream life. But I know that he's cheating on her. She's caught him twice. I know that this is filtered, that she's got wrinkles and she's 30 pounds overweight. I know that you can sit there and say, but people, that's what they're trying to obtain, and it's unobtainable. But regardless,
well, this little exercise about the looks is going to be horrible for my self-esteem. So I'm just saying.
I mean, well,
it's not.
People are probably going to say, Matt, yeah, you look like you're 60 and you look old.
No, I know. I already know.
See, I say that, but I know they're not going to say that.
So,
all right. All right. So let's wrap this up. Because that was my Alyssa story, and it went bad. You know what we should do? Can you put up the picture of Alyssa with the blue eyes, where she's got blue eyes? You should look it up. I'm going to show it to you. So this is the picture I just thought, like that. This picture right here, and that this chick ghosted me twice, and almost got me shot with an AR-15. So that, to me, that's dating in Florida. You just don't know when it's going to go wrong. It could go bad. That could have gone really bad.
That could very quickly.
So, don't buy a chick a dozen roses and show up at her house with some grand gesture, because the truth is you could end up dead.
The good news is I would have ended up with your channel.
All right, so, hey, if you like the video, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, share the video, and leave a comment in the comment section for the algorithm. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon account. Please, by all means, even $7 a month helps. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can go to my Patreon. If you want to buy one of my books, I've got a bunch of books that I've written, including my personal memoir. Also, all of these paintings are for sale. A lot of people have left emails for me recently in the last month. I actually am kind of waiting to do more paintings and respond to those emails. But if you send me the email saying you are interested, I will absolutely, at some point in the very near future, next few weeks, I will respond to you and put you in the queue for whatever painting you want. That said, see ya.
Nos vemos.